Hey yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Brave Exodus video. Today we're going to be talking about Summer 2012 Fina and as well as Submarine Runda. Okay, let's get into it. So 150% water amp for herself. On the two-turn thing is they've always all been getting on a Grandis. So it would have been nice if that was on a cooldown, but hey, I think eventually it's going to happen. When the next rotation comes around, they're going to power creep these units by giving them 150% amps on cooldowns instead of Grandises. Quad cast for black magic, she doesn't have to unlock it or anything, she just gets quad cast, so I guess that's okay. 80 times mod boost for her LB slash SLB on a cooldown. She has some killers. She has 200 times passive mod boost for some black magic stuff, but I think it should be a lot higher than that at this point. I think Onion I got much bigger boosts, and he's in the Vision Awakening, and this is supposedly a premium unit. I don't think it is, because the the Vision card doesn't seem good enough to be a premium unit. But I'll have to go and look at the banner very quickly here in a moment. Anyways, 20% magic TDH, which is actually pretty interesting because all she would now need is plus STMR, which is actually pretty interesting, like I said. So all you would need is plus STMR for that. She has 200% LB damage, that's also pretty good. So all you would really need is, well, just a way to figure out 100% more, like Final Fantasy 4 Last Wells, for example, would be a reasonable thing to do. For LB, it's basically almost the same as her SLB, which is really bland. I can't even believe they just basically barely changed anything. So her SLB 30% bow and barrel, only 30%. Keep in mind we're way past the 25 to 30% era nowadays. And 130% water and barrel, the same as the base LB, which is just so strange. And we have 330 times with remember the 80 times was 430 magic damage, 27 hits. Both of them are 27 hits, so she's not a finisher, she's just a chainer. And so, okay, so bows, I guess I should have written in something else too. Bows really aren't really that relatively known to be used for mages. I mean, there's some, I guess, but not that many. So it'd have to be, you'd have to find a pretty good bow. And it's really she's just good for dark visions and not much else because of the 27 hits and just being a decent water chainer, I suppose. And the mods are still undertuned, like 430 times is kind of low nowadays. Because we have units that are much stronger than that. And there's just no way to boost water mods, magic mods like there is for physical mods. There's tons of ways of boosting physical mods and stuff like that, but not very many for mages. And one of the last things here is only 300% store buff when even units on global are getting 500% store buff. Now you gotta kind of jump through some hoops, I believe, for to get that to work for Olive, I believe. I think it's on a cooldown, but you have to you really need to wait for her SLB. It's almost the same thing here though, it's on a cooldown. Her 300% store buff is on a cooldown. So I don't really think that she's that amazing. The CG is more amazing than she is, which is... Alan still thinks that people pull only on CGs and sprites and things like that, and not on actual unit kits still. I mean, like, that's just... it should be a good CG, good sprite, and good kit. Like, why is it so hard to get all three of these at the same time? Now imagine if she had 40% bow and peril, 150% water and peril, 350 times with a 100 times mod buff, cooldown mod buff on that SLB there with 27 hits is fine. And it's the non-delay one, which is at least okay. That would be pretty good. And also change her STMR to being a very strong bow for her, and make this accessory a TMR because her TMR is not very good. So yeah, I would just make it for that. And also another thing is that her TMR reward, all it does is just gives her 500 flat magic, which is decent, but I mean, where's all the good stuff? Where's all the good stuff? So I just don't think she's really that amazing. And I don't think she's premium either, because I'm looking at her banner right now, and she doesn't have this shard step up thing like all premium units do, so she's not premium. If she is, that'd be really strange. I think she just has a normal step up, so I think she's not premium, which explains all this nonsense. So let's go ahead and remove the Lapis Blocker for a 6.9 out of 10, guys. I don't think she's really strong enough to be a 7. I don't think she's weak enough to be a 6, so we're just gonna 6.9 out of 10, guys. I just don't think that she's that special. The CG is 10 out of 10 though. I'll say CG is 10 out of 10. And when people thought I was being sarcastic about that, no, I think the CG animation really is good. Fine, I'll show it. I'll show it for you guys. Since you guys want to see it, I'll show it. I'll put that back on first. Alright, it's going to look better, a lot better, of course, because this is the actual in-game quality, so it's all imported with no compression from YouTube or anything like that. Well, you're going to see compression on YouTube anyways because you're watching this video, but you know what I mean, like, this is the crispest quality you're going to find, pretty much. Would rather seen her deck that person instead of throwing it hard at them or something. That's kind of weird, but all right. So that's the CG animation, guys. Since you guys wanted to see it, there it is, and let's move on to the review still. All right, we've got Submarine Runda here with a very similar accessory of 75 attack instead of 80, so they can't give us 80 attack. Okay, 30% water resistance and some killers and some flat attack for himself. So we've got Fire, Earth, and Dark Imbues, and also 60% amps for all allies. Okay. He has Bolting Strike, CWA, Case Wave Awakened, Stardust Ray, and also a Mui or Absolute Mirror of Equity, Rain Chaining. He has 150% Aquatic Killer for all allies. I just put that there because, I mean, Aquatic Killer. So, yeah. 200% killers. He's got some 200% killers. That's okay. 200% TDH, so all you need is Cloud's STMR and you're all set. 5% capped, 250% LB damage, and his LB and SLB are just, they have almost nothing on them. So the SLB has 35% gun impair, which is okay, and also 330 times physical damage, 27 hits. He has some serious problems, like insanely serious problems. Like the sprite is not good enough. I mean, sprite is good enough, but I mean it's not going to have to hide all his flaws, including no dual cast or triple cast for anything. He has literally nothing. So you're single casting all of his abilities, so you're wasting time. So for example, if you wanted him to be your one of your chainers, now he's got to waste one turn to imbue everybody, and you're doing nothing otherwise. You're not filling LB gauge, gauge with his chaining abilities as well to help other people out. He's doing nothing other than imbuing, which is way too slow. No LB mod buffs at all for his LB, so it's a flat 330 times physical damage. And of course you can equip Titus STMR, but it only lasts for 5 turns. So there's that. Like I mentioned, his sprite is very cute, and the animations and everything are really awesome and cute and everything, but it's not going to help hide the unit's flaws. He's pretty awful. You might be looking at those amps and imbues and everything, like how could it be so bad? But like I said, he has no dual or triple cast. He has nothing. He's single casting everything. And to not be misleading, his chaining is also max triple casted as one cast, so some units on global even have that. So for example, like Bolting Strike is already 27 hits, so at least he has that, I guess. And the SLB is just extremely bland. Like there's nothing to it. It feels like this is like a free-to-play unit almost. It's like on the verge of being a free-to-play unit, but not really because of the amps and imbues and stuff. But like at the same time, it's like, was this guy meant to be free-to-play or something? I don't know, dude. He's only good for Regina, for 35% gun impair. That's pretty good if you get an EX3. But I mean, come on, who's gonna? I mean, there might be maybe some people will pull for EX3, but that's kind of crazy. It's almost at the end of the month. We know the next banner is gonna be coming in a few days. I say a few days, more like a week. That was weird. Sorry about that. My computer froze for some reason right there. I also noticed I muted my music tab on accident, so we've been listening to no music this whole time. Sorry about that. There's been a lot of problems already. Been a lot of problems in this video. Appreciate your patience. Anyways, I don't like this guy has much use. They didn't really give him very much. They thought, you know, just shove out 2 cute sprites. One with a really cool, really awesome CG animation, and the other one just a really cute, you know, Runda in a submarine with a sailor hat on, and people will pull for that. No, that's not. This is not like 2019, 2020 anymore. Maybe even before that. People want kits. They want interesting and good kits. There were people in my Discord saying that the sprite is cute, sure, but a lot of people were saying like, "Wow, he can't do anything useful." So it's more about the kit than the sprite, guys. I mean, like, Alum, if you're watching this, come on. I thought you learned from the Riku thing already. You gotta make the kits good. And if you want to see people pull, you gotta make the kits good. I don't think many people are gonna pull for this besides dailies or tickets. Like I said, the end of the month is coming. We know the first of the month units are usually pretty hype or interesting. So let's just wait for that, I guess. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you. Sorry for all the problems in this video, but I am running on some situations right now, and I had to make this video later than I wanted it to, for example, so that's the thing. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching. See you in the next video. Peace.